If you have ever thought, why does everything come so easily for everyone else and not for me? Why does everything work out for everyone else and I'm still struggling, I'm still hustling? Or why did so and so get that promotion, that step up when I'm clearly the better candidate? It's the old story of watching life and everyone in it seemingly pass you by whilst you're working harder and doing more, and it's not actually getting you any further. And to make matters worse, you're also supposed to have that competitive advantage because you're actively manifesting, right? You're doing the vision boards, you're doing the affirmations and the journaling. You've even been reaching out to intuitives for insights, and nothing they say is making anything come together. And at the end of the day, when you're sitting in a heap because another friend or another colleague has shared their amazing win for which you are genuinely happy for, you can't help but feel like you must be the exception to success, that perhaps you're broken. I know this feeling intimately. I spent many, many years in this space within this hustle broken energy. And I love nothing more than to celebrate other people's success. I'm genuinely someone's biggest champion. But at some point, I felt utterly broken because when was it going to happen to me? When would it be my turn? I was seemingly doing everything right. I had a very successful business on paper for many years, but I wasn't happy within it. The things that I wanted to achieve and the things that I wanted to create within my business and for my life, they weren't aligning and weren't moving me forward. It's no different than you being passed up for yet another job opportunity or promotion, especially one that has your name written all over it. And in those trying moments, when for me, in my example, opportunities to grow and expand kept falling through, I couldn't help but feel broken and that I must be the exception to success. Maybe it wasn't my story in this lifetime to create the growth and the love and the freedom in my life that I deeply desired. All of those 4 a.m. stressed out wake up mornings simply reinforced to me that I must be doomed to live a life of struggle in this lifetime. So, when you get caught in moments like these, I want you to know that you are most definitely not the exception to the rule. And you, my friend, are most definitely not broken. What does need to happen, however, is a change in tack. That is your approach, your strategy in order for you to start experiencing things differently. Firstly, I have to reinforce you are not broken. You absolutely deserve the love that you desire, the promotion that you feel called for, the freedom you crave, and the abundance, like all of the abundance that your heart can hold. You already are worthy, you already are deserving, and you are most definitely good enough. The process then is you becoming truly and wholly aligned to you believing that within yourself. That you can hand on heart honestly say, you know what, I am good enough. I am worthy. When you can shift your mindset away from being broken and towards an understanding that you're just a little blocked, that can give you so much grace and compassion towards yourself. And this process does two key things. Firstly, it allows you to see that you already are whole, worthy, and deserving. And this is a critical element for you doing the internal healing work. Secondly, it helps take your power back. When you live with a thought process of I must be broken or I'm the exception, and what you're doing is externalizing your circumstances. That is no different than you calling a psychic and asking them to tell you the outcome. Guys, the outcome isn't external to you. It isn't separate to you. And you absolutely have influence over it. It's imperative for me to remind you right now that you are the ultimate creator and that the power lies within you to create the wonderful things in your life that you desire. You just need to learn the right way to do it. So, this belief of I'm broken, let it go, because it is a superficial story of how things were. And now, what we are doing is teaching you the new way. Same with the belief of I must be the exception to having success. That is also a story that has been created due to your prior experiences. But let's look at these from a different perspective. What if what sits beneath these two fears is an underlying belief that change isn't actually possible for you? What if you try everything and it still doesn't work for you? What then? And honestly, the answer to those questions isn't actually all that important. What is important is understanding that this underlying belief is an inbuilt safety or protection mechanism that is protecting you from devastation. Because it's easier for you to stay in some minor discomfort, when you're a little bit uncomfortable, you don't quite love it, but you're managing, than it is to face the truth that perhaps you actually are broken, that you can't have what you desire, and to have to face the ultimate devastation that can come with that. So I'll reiterate again, you aren't broken, and this isn't sabotage. It's your inbuilt system of protection. And it's important to remember you are whole, you are worthy, and you are deserving, and you are absolutely good enough. You just have some blocks that have not been addressed yet. There is so much within the manifesting space, and I also see it within the medical space and within life in general, that at present has taught us that everything is outside of ourselves, that we're not responsible for our circumstances, that it is somebody else's job or somebody else's fault to make it right or that made the mistake. The old manifesting narrative taught everyone to externalize their desires and to utilize external strategies like vision boards and sending gratitude away. The same applies within the medical system. I see this day in and day out. I've spent 20 years in allied health. It teaches you to be reliant on an external individual or system. Now, I am not saying don't go to a doctor. What I am saying is that if you don't resonate with their response, then go somewhere else. See a different doctor. If you are seeing a physio or a chiro, for example, for an injury and that's not getting better, go to a different chiro or physio, or maybe try an osteo or a massage therapist until you get the outcome that you need. Within manifestation, the equivalent shift needs to be away from the external strategies and towards the internal shifting strategy. Can you see the difference? One is I give up because somebody can't make it better. The other is I refuse to give up. I'm going to keep going until I get it better. With the first, you lose your personal power, but with the second, you regain it. The same goes within manifesting. That job you were overlooked for or the promotion you were passed up on, guys, that's not the end game. It's not over just because those opportunities were missed. The universe is either protecting you with a redirect or it's showing you where you have more healing, more shifting, and more expanding to do in order to be successful for the next opportunity. That is within your power and your ability. That is the very powerful transition away from I'm broken to I'm blocked and I'm going to unblock myself. Now that you can see that the first step is indeed realizing that the right, the power, the choice to become the ultimate creator in your life is already within you, you get to hop into the driver's seat and out of the passenger seat. The next is learning to use the power of manifestation the right way. The new manifesting paradigm is you internalizing the practice. And that means shifting internal beliefs and frequency in order to become a match to what you are calling in. And this brings us full circle to my comments earlier about becoming fully aligned to the beliefs that you are indeed whole, you are indeed worthy, and you are more than deserving. When healing our internal state, there might be many layers, and these could include integrating with your shadow, with your masculine and feminine self. It could include focusing on healing your body through regulating your nervous system, releasing stress, anxiety, trauma, focusing on digestive health, as well as looking at ancestral clearing and past life clearing as well. Any one of these shifts here creates incredibly positive changes to your frequency and to your energy body. It's like turning on a light for I'm good enough. The lights are on and people start noticing. Then I'm worthy light turns on and you get more attention. And it's a subconscious awareness of your energetic frequency that starts to turn other people's heads. The internal shift creates immediate external results. And just like that, you're going to move from the bottom of the promotion pile to the very top. The next layer of unblocking is subconscious reprogramming. This could include rewiring beliefs like everything is hard for me and changing it to everything comes easily for me, or a classic one is rewiring money is hard. Now, imagine living your life fully embodied with your inherent worthiness and a deeply held belief that making money is easy for you. What do you think would be possible for you then? How many opportunities would come your way? Would life still be passing you by? No way. Not a chance. That is you living your best life, speeding down the autobahn in complete control of where you're going. It's important to note at this point that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that you've done really well following what you thought was the right path and the right advice. And just like I mentioned, any opportunity you feel you missed, they're either a redirect or a spotlight that shows you where you need to do more work. And now you know how to start doing the work that will actually lead you to create powerful changes in your life. Instead of getting annoyed at the universe, asking, why me? Why is this always so hard for me? Why does everyone else get ahead and not me? You now get to ask, where do I need to heal, shift, or expand to make this possible for me? Instead of speaking to an intuitive in complete desperation, asking, when will I get this job promotion? What's going to be the outcome of this interview? Will this interview be successful? You get to ask, are these opportunities for my best and highest good? And where do I need to heal, shift, or expand to make this or something better possible for me? Can you see how powerful that difference is? It's the shift from pushover to creator, from passenger to driver. It's giving up your power and it's taking it back. It is using the universe and intuitives like myself strategically, because you are the co-creator with the universe. You get to create your circumstances and you absolutely have influence over your circumstances. So next time you catch yourself thinking, what about me? Stop, take a breath, and instead ask, where am I blocked? And what is one small way that I can start clearing this today? Because you're not broken and you never were. You are just finally ready to stop fixing what isn't broken and start clearing simply what's been in the way. And if you're now thinking, all right, I get it, I'm not broken, I'm just blocked, where do I even start? This is where I come in. You can do what I did and spend years trying to figure out subconscious stories and blocks alone, reading all the books, trying all the techniques, not sure if you're doing it right. Or you can work with someone like me who can actually see your blocks, pinpoint what's creating the pattern, and guide you through clearing them in the right order for you. Together, we'll connect with your team in spirit and higher self to bring you the specific blueprint for you to help you with your deep embodied shifts that will change your frequency and how you show up in the world. Because when you clear the right blocks in the right way, things start moving and they move fast. Promotions and job opportunities, they suddenly land. And those 4 a.m. anxiety ridden wake up calls, they dissolve. If you're ready to step out of the manifestation trap, to stop spinning your wheels and start creating real momentum, I'm here to support you. The link to book your intuitive transformation coaching session is below in the show notes. You don't need to do this alone. You definitely don't have to wonder if you are the broken exception any longer. You are most definitely not. And you are absolutely worthy, deserving, and good enough to have everything that you desire.